Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good. And as another round of Conquest completes today and goes behind us in the rear view mirror, and we move forward to another round of Proving Grounds where we're farming all these characters from previous Conquests, it's time for us to rank the Conquest characters here on Nooch Too Good. First time I'm ever trying. I'm doing a lot of rankings lately. Never really done rankings before, but you guys are really enjoying that, so we're going to jump in and do more of them. So today, rank the Conquest characters for Spring 2025. We're going to go bottom to top. And the things we're taking into account with these characters, we'll start with the first one here. I think, it's to be determined, Jocasta knew, but the things we're determining with these characters, the parameters of the rankings, so to speak, just two things. One, what is their effectiveness or utility in the game? And number two, are they needed to farm something else? Because that makes... If a Conquest character is effective in the game but not needed for something else, they'll be ranked high but not as high as they would be if they're also a required farm for something else in the game. So those are the two factors we're taking into play today. Jocasta knew our first look here. Not, nothing really exciting going on with Jocasta knew at this point. We don't know. She's coming up soon. I'm not really jazzed about the Jedi Guardian faction. We don't even know what is in them. We have no idea. We have zero idea what's in that faction yet. It's going to be our next episode here. So we'll see what characters come up. We'll see if Jocasta knew is really kind of rounding that out or if she's kind of meh. We really just don't know yet. We'll find out soon enough. Couple of months and we'll know. Coming up next, Boba Fett, Sign of Django. Guys, the bottom and the top of this were very, very easy. Number 17 and 16 and number 1, very easy to come up with. Boba Fett, Sign of Django. I just rarely see him used. Almost nobody uses him for anything. He can give some lift, I guess, in TW with his crons. He's just kind of fat Boba, just kind of standing around, being a Sign of Django, and not really providing any value to any of our teams out there. So he comes in last. I often see him being the last Conquest character that anybody, self-included, will bother to level up. Boba Fett, he's not required for anything. He's just really coming in last there. Next up, Admiral Trench. He can be a really good lifter for some of your Separatist units. And I should say that probably most of these characters I'll mention today have value in the game. I don't know about that guy, Boba Fett, but Admiral Trench, you could put kind of an annoying, obnoxious Separatist team out there, and if your opponent doesn't have the right teams to counter it with, you might have some success out there in defense. But Admiral Trench, over and all, isn't very exciting. It's not required for anything else right now in the game. We kind of have this idea that down the road he might be required for like another Separatist capital ship because he is Admiral Trench after the way, but he doesn't, he has no ship to captain. So anyway, Admiral Trench, number 16, just not a lot going on there in general, just one team. I might get a little pushback on this, but I think I'm in the right spot with Luthen Vrail here. Luthen Vrail, I don't know, Luthen. So everybody's pretty excited when Luthen came out. I think everybody likes the character a lot from Andor. Like, I think we all really, really enjoyed his character. The guy really doing the dirty work behind the scenes to the rebellion. He lifts that Mon Mothma team up, for sure. He does make that team better. Does he make, or a Saw Gerrera team makes it better? Does he lift them to massive, unbelievable levels? Nah, but he does. He is a lifter for any other Rebel fighters. Mon Mothma, Saw Gerrera teams. He's making them better. He's not making them endgame, and he's not required for anything else. And I think we were all thinking we were going to get a ship at some point here. We haven't seen hide nor hair of Luthen's ship yet. Maybe if we got that ship, we can throw it in with our profundity or something. He might even go up higher. So maybe his ship will be the lifter that we need for profundity in 2025. Who knows? I just thought of that right now. Sometimes I think of things and they actually make sense. So we'll find out with Luthen. Maybe he'll gain some value down the road for us. Up next, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. Again, not required for any other farms in the game. He's put out there to kind of lift up some of those Imperial Remnant troopers, to take them off of the Imperial Trooper team and use, Dark Trooper and Moff Gideon move over to his team. It's a good team in Grand Arena. It does some good things. It's really not. It's kind of like Luthen. I kind of with Luthen and Gideon here, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, and the next one, I kind of went back and forth on them. They're all kind of similar. Like they lift teams up, and they like the one reason that maybe Dark Trooper Moff Gideon gets an advantage over Luthen is Dark Trooper Moff Gideon lifts up some characters that maybe you weren't using before. Some of those Imperial Remnant. You might have had Moff Gideon coming out of that Imperial Trooper team, and maybe you weren't even using an Imperial Trooper team for in the end game. So I don't know. Luthen actually was a team that was already avoiding Wampa. I don't know. I struggle with these 3 especially. Well, 4 actually. TIE Interceptor is up next at number 13. I realize that it lifts up the Chimera. I realize that it's needed for a rote mission at the first tier. With my Chimera battles, I will say this. A lot of times by the time I get around to TIE Interceptor, I'm already 1 cooldown away from Thrawn anyway. Because I'm always bringing out that TIE Defender as the first. Maybe I should start bringing out TIE Interceptor as the first reinforcement. I don't know, but it feels like it's a good ship, and I'm not complaining about it. I don't know that it's as world beating as it could be, and it is not required for any other farms in the game. It just kind of goes on that Chimera fleet. And speaking of that Chimera fleet, I'm going to go with Scythe coming up next. Scythe actually goes in that starting lineup, and for a while was helping you counter possibly Leviathan. I think Executor was an automatic counter with Scythe in there, and I think it's a little more questionable now with punishing one in the game. And not only is it not included for us some other farms, you have to farm up an entire Inquisitor team just to be able to use the Scythe and unlock Grand Inquisitor, or buy the bundle or whatever. So the Scythe actually requires a farm to get it active, whereas a lot of these other characters will go into an active team and make it better or whatever. This does lift the Chimera, but you've got to go do a bunch of work in the game before you can even use the Scythe with the Grand Inquisitor. So it comes here at 12. Yeah, again, all these ships have their uses, and I'm not saying it's a bad ship for sure. It definitely is a lifter for Chimera. I just think that, it comes number 12. That's what I think. It comes at number 12. Number 11, Ben Solo. When Ben Solo first came out and you put him on that Rey team for a month or 2, maybe there was a datacron involved, I don't remember. Boy, what a pain in the butt. I mean, what an absolute ridiculous. I mean, he was a lifter for Rey beyond compare. And I feel like there was some kind of datacron that went along with that at the beginning that made it even worse. But as time has gone along, I deal with him just fine now. Once you learn, how to keep him stun locked, like with my Palpatine, my Palpatine Starkiller team, I keep him stun locked. He never really gets a turn when I'm doing Starkiller. Generally speaking, unless there's another person on there that we have not named yet as a Conquest. There's another Conquest character that could be on that team that makes it more difficult. But Ben Solo, really cool at first, and now it's just kind of a little bit of extra pain dealing with a Rey team on defense. And I think that's fair. And I really feel like I got Ben Solo in the right spot. If you don't have the right teams up, you're not going to get through them. But generally speaking, he's just a little bit of an extra lifter for Rey in Grand Arena. Hey, Terran Malacos, he's lifting up your Ufus or Ufus or whatever they are. You put that Seer Jundid team out there with Terran and like KRU and Baby Cal and somebody else, I can't remember who. But you put that team out there. That team requires some beef. You've got to put a real team out there to beat that with. You can't go light against that team. Terran Malacos really lifts up that team and makes it do some really good things. And you got to target him first. So, yeah, I really like to. It doesn't lead to any other farms. And so far, actually, I don't think any of these characters so far have led us to additional farms. So far, the only criteria we've had to this point of our Conquest characters is their performance or utility in game. And I think Terran Malacos, as far as what he does for that Ufu team, is more than any of the other characters do for their teams in the game, apart from maybe Scythe for Chimera. But again, you have to go. Scythe is the opposite of fitting into and being required for something and helping with a future farm. Scythe requires a past farm to get it active. So I like Terran Malacos here at number 10. Coming in at number 9, here's our first Conquest character or ship that is required for something else. And that is the Razor Crest. Razor Crest, of course, is required for the Executor. And when you look at Razor Crest, a lot of you guys aren't really playing the Razor Quest Proving Grounds because you've already got it farmed up because you're grabbing it in the fleet arena every time it pops up 2-3 times a week. You grab it, you get the Razor Crest, you unlock Executor. By the time you get to Proving Grounds, you don't need it anymore. So it comes in at number 9 here because it is really, really important. When we say that the Executor is super important as like your first big farm in the game, I live by that. I stand by that. And that makes the Razor Crest really, really important as a piece to that farm and as a piece of that fleet. In fact, in the starting lineup, outside of Houndstooth, Razor Crest might be the most important part of that starting lineup. So Razor Crest is a really important part of the Executor farm, obviously a required part of the Executor farm, and an important part of the Executor fleet coming in at number 9, although you may have already got him active. Side Rey. This may be an unpopular opinion. She is fun. She's recent, so we want to avoid having some recency bias with Side Rey. She's a lot of fun. She's definitely lifting up Kylo teams in Grand Arena and in other game modes too, but mainly Grand Arena. But the lift really involves, more than anything else, the lift involves getting extra banners. Like, I'm still using Kylo against Jabba, even with Side Rey on there. And I took out an Ahsoka team with that team as well. So that's a lift. But most of the time, from my Grand Arena experience, and I'm not in Kyber 1, I'm not there yet. We're getting there. She just has been a lifter, just helping me get more banners against Galactic Legends I was already able to kill with Kylo, but sacrifice some banners against. If we start to see really that she is a really good solid counter to Galactic Legend Ahsoka as well, once more people start to get Ahsoka, and once the Ahsoka Datacron goes away, I think we might install her a little bit higher on this. She's not required for any other farms though, so that's something to keep in mind. That's kind of a drawback of Side Rey. Is she a lot of fun? Oh yeah, I'm so glad I got her. She makes that Kylo team a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Maul not officially required for any farms out there, I don't think. He's not required for Lord Vader, no. But he is the Lord Vader lifter, and he definitely makes that Lord Vader team a lot better. Now, you can run a Lord Vader team separately, and then here's kind of part of why Maul goes in at number 7. He can also run his own team, so he can be on the Lord Vader team, lifting the Lord Vader team. He can be running a Maul-Dalorian team over there with Maul, Imperial Super Commando, Gar Saxon. I don't know, any Mandalorians that aren't going on your Bo-Katan Mandalore team. You could do some things with Maul and a Mandalorian team, so he kind of has multiple uses in the game, specifically in Grand Arena. He's got a really great kit. His kit, if you can get him to his stacks that he gets stacked up on his, I can't remember what it's called. Tell me in comments what, I'm not going to remember either. Confusion, Fear, Loathing, Las Vegas, I don't know. Let me know. Pain. It's Pain. So if he gets those 5 stacks of Pain, he's generally going to take somebody off the board, at least one somebody off the board, maybe 2. So his kit is a lot of fun. He's a big lifter for Lord Vader. He makes Lord Vader palatable in way more scenarios than he was previously. I like Maul a lot. He's not required for any farms, but he's a big lifter there, and he can run his own team on the side if you don't use him with Lord Vader. Coming up next, Fury Class Interceptor. You need it for the Leviathan. It's an important part of that Leviathan fleet. It's not real sexy. It doesn't really do anything else. You kind of put it out there. You operate in the Leviathan fleet. It's needed for Leviathan. Leviathan's a really important farm in the game. Executor and then Leviathan. We talk about that. Leviathan still is the #1 fleet in the game today. 2 years later. They may come out with a new one pretty soon. I don't know. But Fury Class Interceptor, you need it for Leviathan. It goes in the fleet. Nothing else sexy about it. But because of those 2 things, it comes in at number 6 as a really, really important Conquest ship to farm. And if you're going to have the Fury Class Interceptor, you're coming up next with Darth Malgus. Why am I ranking Darth Malgus higher? Because he lifts up that Darth Revan team in Grand Arena and makes it something special just under Galactic Legend, ability. And yeah, there's some teams coming out now that can really counter Darth. We're getting more and more counters to Darth Malgus as time goes along. But the lift he gives to that Darth Revan team is still super impactful. In fact, my last round of Kyber 2 Grand Arena, I put him on the back wall with a 6-star Gear 11 Malak, and I had no Zetas on Darth Revan. I had no Zetas outside of Darth Malgus, and I think I might have only had 1 Zeta on him, and that is 2 Omicrons. And he actually stopped my opponent. My opponent could not get through him. He had used up all of his stuff. He could not get through like a severely handicapped Malgus team on the back wall. So I might have some recency bias going on here, but I still think Darth Malgus, you're going to have to get him to farm Leviathan because you're going to activate the Fury Class. If you activate the Fury Class Interceptor, you got to have Darth Malgus to do that. So he's required for that Leviathan farm. So when I look at Darth Malgus, I see him required for the Leviathan farm, and I see him just leading his own team at A+ tier levels in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, in Grand Arena specifically. I really like Darth Malgus quite a bit. Coming at number 4, Commander Ahsoka. Some of you guys might be objecting her. I don't know. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. I think we'd think about her differently because she's the second Conquest character. A lot of people have her. I mean, more probably between Razor Crest and Ahsoka and Maul, more people have those three characters than any other Conquest character in the game. Specifically, Razor Crest and Ahsoka. There was a Lightspeed bundle for Ahsoka. Was there one for Razor Crest? I don't remember, but there was a Lightspeed bundle for Ahsoka, and she's great. I don't think you can overstate what she does for Jedi Master Kenobi. I really, really don't. Without her on Jedi Master Kenobi's team, there's not much going on there. There really is not. There's not a lot happening. If she's not on that team, you can beat it with Gas. You can beat it with several other teams can beat Jedi Master Kenobi. If Commander Ahsoka is not on that team, she just lifts that team up. She's probably maybe the second best lifter, but as somebody who functions solely as a lifter in the game, if you don't have Jedi Master Kenobi, she can lift up a Rey team. She can lift up a Leia team. I don't think there's any prohibitions for unaligned Force users. Any light side team, she gives them a bunch of extra stats. And now she's required for Ahsoka as well. She's required for Galactic Legend Ahsoka. I really like Commander Ahsoka. She comes in at number 4, and I can't say enough good things about her. She is a dominant character in this game, and she makes Jedi Master Kenobi sing. Coming up next, another great lifter for us is Ezra Bridger Exiled. He may have been super boring in the show. Hey Sabine, what's up? Welcome to the planet I've been on for the last 7 or 8 years. I'm not super excited to see you, Sabine. I'm just super cool. Super chill with the Force. Howdy. Anyway, Ezra is a tremendous light side lifter. Like, this is the problem. I mentioned Ben Solo earlier, and he was ranked a little bit lower. You put Ezra on a team that's got Ben Solo on it, and suddenly I got problems. Now I got problems. I have beaten that team before with Starkiller. More recently, as I'm climbing up the ranks of Kyber 2, I'm losing to that team with Starkiller. Ezra Bridger Exile does some really, really good work on the Rey team until you've got that Ahsoka team ready to throw him on it. And for that reason, I'm bringing him at number 3. He's required for Galactic Legend Ahsoka. He belongs on that Ahsoka team, and his lifting he's doing, the heavy lifting he's doing on that Rey team right now is very, very heavy. It's tremendously sexy and heavy. And so he comes at number 3 because he has a tremendous utility, and he's also required for our newest Galactic Legend Ahsoka, and he goes on that team as well. Coming at number 2, you guys know who. You guys knew who number 1 was when you saw the title of the video. It's not my fault that they're number 1. I might be a little bit high here with Quadme. I don't know. Maybe she should go below Ezra and Commander Ahsoka, since she's not really required for any farms right now. Like, she's not needed for that. But she does take a farm that I consider, required farming. The Poncho Bros, Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon. I consider them required farming right now to get them up to at least Relic 7, so you can get all those assault battle. In about 8 months, it pays off, and then it's just gravy from there, feeding your roster with all the rewards from the Duel of the Fates assault battle with I keep wanting to say Poncho Obi-Wan, Padawan Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon. She takes those 2 characters and turns them into something really, really special. In Grand Arena, in Conquest, I've been using her in Conquest. She works in Territory Wars. I haven't tried her out in Rote yet. I guess she just really takes a team that is required farming, from one man's opinion, and lifts it up to an amazing level. And she is really annoying. She's coming in just under Galactic Legend level right now. Now we're all finding teams to deal with her, and we are dealing with her, but she's got to be dealt with. When she's on the holo tables, you got to deal with Queen Amidala and those Poncho Bros. They will wreck your life and make your life miserable. So, yeah, she's not required for anything else, but she takes a required farm, a Nooch Too Good required farm, and lifts up to levels that you would not achieve otherwise. I really, really, really like Queen Amidala in the game. I think she'll probably fade down this list as time goes on, unless she ends up being required for something. You never know. You never know. Coming in at number 1, here's your boy, Darth Bane. originally intended by Capital Games as the lifter for Sith Eternal Emperor, and we all just took him and said, nah. We're gonna take Darth Bane out there, throw a random, Relic 5, Relic 7 Sith with him, and we're just gonna one-man kill all of these galactic legends. We're gonna kill Leia, kill Rey, we're gonna kill Kylo, I think, kill Lord Vader, we're gonna kill Jabba. We're gonna kill it all. We're gonna kill Queen Amidala. We're gonna kill everything. He kills everything, dude. He is ridiculous. Darth Bane is ridiculous. He's he might be the #1 character in the game right now, let alone Conquest character. He is so good. And that's why I really recommend if you can save some crystals and go get Darth Bane farm, go do it. Get him Relic, put a bunch of health mods on him, get a bunch of speed as much as you can, get his Omicrons on him, and go wreck some souls in Grand Arena. You can also throw him onto those Sith teams. Like you can put him on with the Sith Eternal team for other, like Rote or for Territory Wars. You can still do some work over there too. So I love Darth Bane, and he's not required for any other farms at this time. I wouldn't imagine they'll make him required for any other farms, because why would they when you got to go farm him anyway to make your roster really work? Darth Bane is awesome. He's the best Conquest character, and he may be the best character in the game right now. Just bar none. I just love the guy. You guys love the guy. It's all we talk about. When he comes up, it's just like, let's go have some fun with Darth Bane. He brings joy to my heart every day. Pulls out his little blade there and just wipes out all the goody two shoes and even some of the baddie two shoes. He's really, really good. I love Darth Bane. Anyway, there you go. Let me know about your rankings, folks. Put some comments down there in the comments. Let me know what you think, and if I missed the boat on some of this stuff. Again, this is really, there's a lot of subjectivity here. I'm sure you can come in with your ideas and your rankings. I'd love to hear it. Love to see from you guys. Have a great day. I will talk to you soon. And always remember, Nooch too good.